crisp with the freshness of last night's rain. Harry stood at the intersection of First Street and Pine Avenue, skateboard in hand, ready to embrace the rush of speeding downhill. The early morning light filtered through the trees, casting a dappled pattern on the wet pavement. He could feel the cool breeze against his face, a promise of exhilaration. He lived for moments like these, where he could feel the pulse of life in every swift motion, the hum of the skateboard wheels on the asphalt, and the thrill of letting go. As he pushed off, the world around him began to blur. The houses, the trees, and the cars parked along the street all merged into a single moving canvas of color. Harry's focus narrowed to the path ahead, the incline steep and inviting. He leaned forward, gaining speed, the rush of air a symphony in his ears. But just as he reached the height of his adrenaline rush, a loud bark shattered his tunnel vision. Startled, Harry turned his head slightly and caught a glimpse of a blur of brown fur and a mouthful of teeth. Time seemed to stretch, the world slowing down as his heart pounded in his chest. Fear gripped him, not just from the immediate danger, but from the uncertainty that loomed large in that split second. He could no longer see the road ahead, any potential obstacles, or even if anyone was around to help. It was just him and the imminent threat of the dog. The dog was closing in fast, and Harry, with full focus on the dog, skated over a stone on the road. His skateboard wobbled precariously beneath him. He felt the ground shift, his body reacting on instinct to keep his balance, narrowly missing falling down. Harry's thoughts flashed back to a time when his father had told him, "Sometimes you need to step back to see the full picture." He had dismissed it then, but now it resonated deeply. As he regained control of his skateboard, narrowly avoiding a collision, he realized he needed to focus on everything in front of him to get out of this situation intact. Rather than focusing on the problem behind him, he couldn't afford to face this situation with such a narrow point of focus anymore, and pushed forward with vision anew. As he reached the bottom of the hill, the dog's bark faded into the background, and the blurred world slowly came back into full focus. Harry stopped, his heart still pounding, and took a deep breath. He looked around, noticing for the first time the beauty of the morning, the vibrant colors of the trees, and the gentle chirping of birds. All this beauty had been invisible until he focused away from the problem at hand. In that moment of reflection, he understood that life's challenges are not meant to be faced in isolation. He realized the importance of not letting fear blind him to the beauty and support around him. He took a deep breath and smiled, feeling a sense of calm and relief wash over him. Skateboarding is about the balance of the body. Similarly, the problems we face in life are about the balance of the mind and heart. Harry knew that he would face more hills and more barking dogs, but he also knew that in challenging times, he should widen his focus to the possibility of help or solutions all around him, if only he allowed himself to see it. Whenever life throws us a curveball or presents us with a seemingly insurmountable challenge, our instinct is to shut everything else out, to focus solely on the problem at hand. Our tunneling vision blocks out any potential support or help from the outside of our focus. There's more to living than just surviving each moment of life's unknown challenges with fear. Do not be anxious about anything, but in every situation, by prayer and petition, with thanksgiving, present your requests to God. Philippians 4, verse 6.